My story in a nutshell basically is addiction. Struggled with alcoholism for years and years, and I hit a point where I was doing things I didn't think I'd be doing. I was saying things I didn't think I'd be saying. And I was thinking about things I never thought I'd be thinking about, and I was suicidal. And I I never really knew. I didn't think I had a problem for a long time until it started to become a problem. I started to recognize that others saw that I had a problem long before I recognized it myself. To me, it was just normal. And so I would lose jobs. I would lose relationships. I was getting to a place where I was drinking more and more and more to cope with the stressors of life that was happening to me, and losing myself in the process. And getting to a point where I didn't know who I was, and I didn't like who I was. Especially, I hated myself when I was in the end of my addiction. I didn't want to be around anymore. I thought I'd just be better off. My family wasn't talking to me, and they're putting up their boundaries, and it was just a mess, losing everything that was important to me. And where it kind of came to a place of what I refer to, apologize, call it the case of the fuck-its. Basically, it's like there's nothing for me here anymore. Like I don't know what to do. And so family intervened in that aspect, and I was I was willing to get some help with it. I'm like, you know what? I think I'm ready to do this. But it was also what I refer to as kind of my last manipulation to my family and friends, being like, you know what, this time I really mean it. I really want to get help. And so I went to treatment for about 45 days on the island about 16 years ago for help with that. I voluntarily went, and my parents took care of the cost for that and stuff. And I actually quite enjoyed the process. It was great. I learned a lot about myself. It was almost like a vacation for a bit, in a weird sense. It's like, wow, everything's taken care of me. I get 3 meals a day. I got a nice place to stay, and I get to talk about me, my favorite subject, perfect for my ego at the time, and learning about me, sort of thing. So I did the best I could. I enjoyed the process. I got out of there, and I just slowly stopped doing the things that got me well. I got the girlfriend back, I got the job back, I got all these things kind of back in my life, and I stopped doing what got me well in the first place. And like that, I'm right back into, what would be a good idea right now is having a drink again. And just like that, I was into it. It was a very big, quick crash, and I was very much just in desperation mode, lost everything again, just like that. And that's where the internal from my end this time was like, I can't do this anymore. I know where that's going to lead. That's going to lead to death and suicide if I go that way. So there's that internal desperation and inspiration at the same time. The tricky part is that I went to my family again going, I need to go get some help. And they're like, we just spent 25 grand at a treatment center. What is next? Like, we send you to a better one that costs 50 grand. We spent 100 grand. Like, at what point do you start to take the tools you have and make these changes? We're sorry, but we're kind of done. And that was the boundary that needed to be set with me to be like, I got to get my shit together. I can't do this anymore. And for myself, not for other people. And when I hit that place of desperation, that's when things changed exponentially. I just started doing the work that was required that I started to do before. Just went all in on it, and I haven't had to have a drink since. I'll be taking 15 years in like 2 weeks coming up here, actually, of sobriety. So, yeah.